So, it's definitely not dull Mother Katabami. Trouble with news of a Wendigo had gleaned from Hanabishi-kun. I wanted to go and ask about it right away. Said I had to wait until the Council of Nicaea meeting, but Mother Katabami denied it. So I was just playing part of Wendigo. Gazed out of a window at the scene, dipped in the sunset reds. My eyes are drawn to a wen-manicured lawn, and a row of cherry trees that often serve as a windbreak. Single bird lands on a branch, looking around with dull eyes. Conjuring information from the council of it deceived. Could have been glimpsing a white shadow between the trees again, but the origin of that white shadow was done Mother Katabami's homemade sack, so what could it be this time? I peeked into the room behind her eyes, but didn't see any signs that she was lying, in which case maybe it's some kind of crowd phenomenon this time. The Wendigo men talked with a score for a hot minute. Maybe some foul spooked themselves into seeing it, causing a chain reaction where everyone was walking alone, was able to convince themselves they had seen it before as well. Not very entertaining, that's probably it. It seemed like it's enough to qualify as the actual incident. Despite the spreading of rumours, the faculty didn't seem to view it as a problem. Doesn't look like there's anything any more to do. There's no real teeth to the rumours. Hear a deep sigh as I continue to watch the sunset gilded dove. What a peaceful scene. The optimistic outlook was, however, soon betrayed by the worst possible way. That day, I approached the chapel at midnight, as I had done countless of times before. Ringo Sasaki did not come to me. I arrived precisely at our meeting time. He usually should be there before me, but not tonight. The path was muddy during a brief heavy rain that fell a little earlier. I thought perhaps it delayed her, but 10 minutes had passed, and 20, and I started to worry. This was out of character. 30 minutes and I felt like a mental collapse or tightening around my stomach. And I had a bad feeling. My bad feelings were never off the mark. I went back to the dorms, the mud sticking at my feet, slowing me down. On my way, I was on her way when she started to rain, so she turned back. No. It was raining between 9 and 11, nowhere near our meeting time. Could you encounter a Wendigo? Terrible conjectures crowded in my head, spurring me on to reach her as fast as I could. Yes. Pushed on by that bad feeling, I find myself at the twins' room where I'd resolved not to go for fear of drawing attention. Yuzuriha senpai? I haven't properly faced up to her since Ringo and I started dating, seeing Ichigo-kun and hearing her voice calms me slightly. Is Ringo already in bed? I question her using Ringo's embellished name, which I usually say when we're alone. In my fervour, I voice out thinking and realise I caught in my words for silence. Yes, she's asleep. For a second, an incomparably sad expression flits across Ichigo-kun's face before she points to a triple bunk of bed. So she wasn't kidnapped. Seeing Ringo's figure on my bottom bunk, the crew clasped finally released their hold on my stomach. My feeling was off the mark this time. I'm relieved to know that she simply fell asleep and missed our meeting, but then... Seeing a troubled and fearful expression on Ringo's face, I realised that something isn't right here. Searched back from my photographic memory. Right. Ringo's bunk isn't on the bottom. She should be in the top bunk. Identifying the incongruity, and it's a spot with difference puzzle. Then I make my way over to her. The moment she tries to sit up in bed. Ow! Her face constricts. I pull back the covers, already knowing what I'm going to see. Bandages are wrapped around her ankle. She grits her teeth, overcome with pain simply from shifting her position slightly. What happened? I ask her fiercely, resisting the urge to grab her by the shoulders. You didn't just trip, did you? There would have been no reason to hide that, so what the heck? She was attacked! What? Well, she was waiting for you at the chapel. Ichigo explained to me in his pure tremor. Ringo had set out to arrive at chapel 30 minutes before our arranged time, taking care where she stepped from solid ground, when she was reading a book on a stone paving in front of a chapel, waiting for me to arrive. She was attacked? Yes. She sprained her ankle, but somehow able to make it back to her dorm. Happened to be in the lobby when I saw her. Took her straight to a nurse's office. She Push her to sister aid without a second thought. Perhaps the relationship is back to how it was before. Then. I'm fine. It's not broken, it's just a sprain. Goosebumps rise across my skin as Ringo forces a brave smile from me. Feels at first like I have a chills, but then I realise the true source was feeling. Anger. Anger towards those who kept their distance from Ringo, shunning her for being different. The students I picture are pure manifestations of malice. No eyes, no nose, no eyebrows, just cruel crescent moon mouths. I'll get them. Just wait. Anger boiling in my stomach, I turned tail waiting for Ringo's response. I'd known since before I arrived at the scene of the attack. No, even before I declared Ringo, but I'd get them. There's no way the culprit would still be there. There's nothing for me to go by coming back here. Even so, my prickling skin and frayed nerves won't allow me to rest. Search all around inside the chapel, but nothing would serve as evidence of the crime. The only signs of the attack are footprints left in the mud in front of the building. Expelling my irritation with one long breath, I examine the ground intently. There are two distinct sets of footprints approaching the chapel, but only one leaving. All of the same size and sole. One from when I set out to meet Ringo. One from when I went back after you failed to show up. Then one from now, when I returned, my footprints were the only ones to mar the earth. In other words, they planned to attack Ringo from the outset. They raised both Ringo's prints and their own. My gut spoiled again from my knowledge it was not spontaneous, but a carefully planned assault. Punching the wall doesn't help to disperse my anger. I returned to the dorms feeling thoroughly despondent. Back in the dark, silent lobby, I slumped my shoulders. The lights were in the aquarium, and the fish are sleeping. Nothing to soothe my distress at my own worthlessness. My way up unsteadily to the shoe lockers, wanting some small reminder of Ringo. Her cute little shoes are plastered with mud. Dirt both clings to her soles and is splattered across the surface of her shoes, bringing it to mind painful images of her feet dragging her foot back through the wet earth. It's all my fault. Thought when people were ignoring her now, things would move over time. Thought that all I had to do was stick with Yagaki-kun's suggestion until then. She was hurt because I expected too much. Clenching my fist so hard, my nails leave red crescents in my palms. Finished my confession. That's the true story of what happened a few days prior. Look where two girls have been listening to my confession. So that's how it went down. It's pretty much as I'd imagined. Yagaki-kun's gaze had remained fixed on my page, and now she closes the book and strokes her chin as she stares at me. What I was told about the attack is pretty much the same as what's going round. Although this is the first I'm hearing about muddy shoes and my prints being erased. Is you gonna suspect Miss Armchair Detective? I feel I smile. Yagaki-kun nods in affirmative. Both Takisaki-kun and I lean forward eagerly. The culprit is another of the 7 mysteries. The werewolf of a bell tower. The wolfman did it. She declares that cheerfully. Oh, I already know that. The werewolf of a bell tower. It's the hardest topic in school right now. That's what Ringo-san's saying, isn't it? The thing that attacked her was a beast with a fur-like wolf. Right. A mystery is in neither hair of a Wendigo. It's been completely overtaken by this new mystery. The werewolf. The shapeshifter of the dorms, the Bloody Mary, the goddess of truth, the Green Hookman, the wandering Wendigo of the woods. Drama Ranks, another old character from the 7 mysteries, has been dragged out anew. Well, of course, there's no way it was actually a werewolf. Ringo Sasaki is covering up for a real culprit. Her kindness won't permit her to voice the truth that another student assaulted her. And so she created this character from her own knowledge of the Academy's 7 mysteries to pin the blame on. Still, I'm surprised the chapel has such a scary anecdote associated with it. This apparition does only appear at chapel, right? I guess. Anyway, makes it more sense given the location of the attack. It'd be a werewolf rather than a Wendigo. The chapel doesn't really count as a forest. Something feels a little off about a smile as he responds. Do you believe a Ringo was attacked by a werewolf? As if. Then, I have to ask her how she could possibly smile about it before I can. However, being this injury is a lucky break. What could possibly be lucky about getting hurt? Come on, don't give me the evil eye. I'm just trying to say that we change the dynamic around here. What do you mean? Most people can't seriously believe she was attacked by a werewolf, right? It is clear she was indeed assaulted. Everyone was previously ignoring her, treating her harshly. I've lost sight of her resentments. Well, I guess it's more like the tides have turned and I feel sorry for her now. Being mean after her injury would make her a bad guy, huh? Exactly. This actually changed the situation for better, right? Which is why I called it a lucky break. Takesaki nods with comprehension, and I do hate what I caused her to get hurt, but as Yageki-kun says, this may be a case of good coming out of evil. Whether it's pardonable or not is another issue entirely. Ringo may be covering for him, but that doesn't change the fact that the person who hurt is still out there at the academy. Victor herself brought up a supernatural culprit with werewolf of a bell tower. As such, a possibility of it being an intruder has been eliminated. The faculty seems to take it as a wait-and-see approach. But I'm not going to sit up with that. Time to go wolf hunting. Time to go wolf hunting, eh? Sure, I got myself all fired up over it, but and reckon with the fact that my own ostracization would prove such an encumbrance. Want to hear what people have to say, but they're not coming to me, like the small fry being afraid of a big catfish. Since I arrived at the academy, or rather, since I decided to be the person I am today, I've always had people around me. So I can enjoy the situation for a little while. Before now, I never really had to go out my way to approach people. Because I'd been prudent and gone about having to face up to reality of being avoided. Since I've heard of anything of importance, and I'd received daily correspondences, I hadn't seen it myself. Look at the dormitory building and heading into myself and to wintry skies, and I hear a heavy sigh. What are you doing? What of my own fecklessness? I hear a voice coming from behind me scratch my neck as I slowly turn around. I know, there's no rush. If we don't rush, everyone will go back to the dorms. So, let's hurry. And oh yes, I get it now, eh? She's the one who's been avoiding me, so I've been going that way to avoid. Why is she taking me my hand right now? Let's rewind a bit. I was at a chapel where Ringo-kun was attacked. Fully resolved to go werewolf hunting, I'd gone back first thing in the morning and thoroughly scrutinised the area all over again. A few days had passed, so by this point maybe my own footprints had disappeared, but my camera in hand, I'd searched around the building to see if the attacker had left anything behind. I'd made fast work of it and I had in the dark of the night of the incident, but in the end, I still couldn't find anything that might help pinpoint the culprit. In the afternoon, I attempted to get testimonies from other students, but I'd been forced to acknowledge that their reticence towards me was even more pronounced than I'd realised. Class had then ended without me making any progress, then, after quickly dealing with various matters of the Council of Nicaea, I returned to my investigation. And that was when I'm being tailed. Feeling while I was watching me from a fixed distance, I took myself off to a secluded area. I know you're following me, and show yourself. I called out to my pursuer from among rose bushes, but I received no response. Why are you spying on me? Still nothing. Are you the one who heard Ringo? There's absolutely no response from whoever's following me. This is all my imagination. I'm going to come off as pretty mentally unhinged. Picked up a pair of gloves that had been left behind when pruning the bushes, turned one inside out, and used it to roll them into a ball. This is a warning. You should back off. Imitating your favourite picture, Choji Mahata, of whom Yageki so passionately talks about, swung my leg like a pendulum and launched the ball gloves at my target bush. You really startled me. I didn't expect you to suddenly start throwing things. Ness said she started walking towards the next club. Out of class we'd come to a building to ask around for information. Honestly, I wouldn't usually have done that. Just a little on edge being stalked. I wasn't stalking you. I was waiting for the right opportunity to talk. Stops, her cheeks rosy red. It's really hard to face you after I slapped you like that. Her words freezing me to a spot too. I hadn't expected her to bring that up now. Nah. I should have expected it. This is just what she's like. A cynical smile rose to my face. She always had a way of ruffling my feathers. Are you angry about me slapping you? No. I'm just glad you never change. What do you mean? In the greenhouse. You said you wanted to help me find whoever attacked Ringo. If I were in your shoes, I wouldn't have been able to offer the same. It's my fault too that Ringo-san was hurt. When I heard what she'd been assaulted, I just couldn't sit back and do nothing. Makes a sign of a cross over her chest. This never would have happened if I just told everyone except yours and Ringo-san's relationship. Regret permeates her every word. I can tell, even without peeping through windows her eyes, that she really means it. Word takes something deeper in me. If I'm not careful, I could let slip those decisive words. Thanks. Honestly, you were here was really helpful. I'm the enemy right now. I force myself to speak jokingly and she puts a hand to her mouth, covering an elegant laugh. I don't think I see you as the enemy, but just confused. I can't decide whether or not I like them. Perhaps she didn't hear me, as the next moment she tugs on my sleeve. Okay, let's make our way to the next club. For Ringo-san. My heart leaps to her feet and my hand on my sleeve. Joy guilt plagued me as I allow her to drag me along. And I'll drag you along to the next episode. Until then, bye bye.